Ever wondered what it's like to live and work on a luxury yacht catering to the whims of demanding guests? And it's a world of sunshine, stunning views, and surprisingly stingy tippers. But sometimes in the that just sometimes the tables turn over back and forth. And before we dive into a recent story of a crew receiving an unexpectedly generous reward, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. The crew of recently faced a charter season filled with challenges. Uh, one group of guests proved particularly difficult, constantly finding fault with the food prepared by Chef Josh Bingham. It seemed like no dish could meet their expectations, uh, leaving the crew on edge. And Aisha Scott, ever the realist, worried they wouldn't receive a proper tip, noticing how often the guests retreated to their cabins. It's a common fear in the yachting world. Hard work doesn't always translate to a hefty reward, but Captain Sandy On had a surprise in store. Um, the final tip amount was shockingly high, a whopping $40,000. Uh, that's $4,000 per crew member. Like the biggest tip Aisha had ever seen in all her seasons. The crew was ecstatic, um, celebrating their success with a joyful video sent to the grateful guests. Uh, um, it was a much needed boost after a demanding charter. For those unfamiliar, follows the lives of yacht crew members as they work and live aboard super yachts during charter season. They earn a salary plus gratuity and tips from the guests. And meanwhile, the original crew faced uh, a different predicament, and Captain Carrie Titheredge and her team found themselves in a sticky situation when an engineering issue prevented the yacht from leaving the dock, um, um, entertaining guests without being able to actually sail. Proved difficult everything because um, Captain Carey argued for a discount or even killing it, explaining they hadn't used fuel or uh, the guests, however, weren't thrilled. One guest clarified the issue wasn't about the crew's performance, but the circumstances, despite their efforts, the crew received a disappointing $19,000 tip, roughly $1,461 each. Um, uh, Chief Steward Fraser Olander has a clear idea of what constitutes a good tip. Um, he expects between $25,000 and $30,000 for a charter season. Stating anything less simply won't do. Um, he jokingly suggested those unwilling to pay that amount should just take a cruise. It just goes to show sometimes you get lemons, sometimes you get lemonade, and sometimes you get a $40,000 tip. Speaking of lemons, did you hear about the yacht chef who only made lemon desserts? He was always squeezing by. And with that said, thanks for watching. And until next time,